Rajesh Parishwad is from American Chemical Society. His designation is Senior Associate Director, Global Strategy for Society Program. Rajesh is responsible for developing and managing ACS strategic development activities across different regions. Earlier, he also worked for the Royal Society of Chemistry (RSC), where he established its office in India. He also worked as a senior science and innovation advisor at British High Commission in India to support UK-India research collaboration. Rajesh was a technology and business journalist for the Week and Deccan Herald. With this short introduction, I invite you for your talk.
Thank you. At the outset, I would like to thank Professor Pradeep and Professor Begum to really giving me this opportunity. And it's been wonderful to see people here. The kind of interactions I'm seeing is amazing. The students have been asking questions. You're from degree, but you're asking questions fearlessly. I think that also shows the kind of platform Professor Pradeep and the college has kind of created here. The fearlessness and asking questions, I think that's one of the good things the students can have. And I think asking questions without being, without any hesitation. This is a really good lead for if you're going to be a researcher, and this kind of inquisitiveness needs to be there. And I heard yesterday was also a wonderful platform. I know you had a lot of fears, apprehensions about the jobs, what you want to do in future, how do you take your career. In this next 15 to 20 minutes, what I would like to do is, if possible, to give you some kind of sense of how ACS can help you. Not solve your problem, but again, aid you with some tools, some assessments, certain programs which will address some of your concerns, apprehensions. Also be part of your journey for your careers as well. And I think please feel free. It's more of an interactive way. If you feel any questions you want about any program, I would be happy to answer, because there are too many programs which I think I'll be running quite quickly, briskly across. There are 6 or 7 programs. But if you feel there's any interest, please raise your hand. I would be happy to answer the questions. You don't have to wait till the end of the presentation to ask me a question. Yeah. Quickly, I just wanted to introduce about, I know a lot of people are from chemistry background here. You might, some of you from, especially from the postgraduate students and researchers, you would have used some of our resources. You have come across ACS as a society, what it does, or maybe you've used our resources like journals or databases. But quickly, to just give a quick introduction, actually next year in 2026, ACS will be celebrating 150 years. It's kind of a journey which has been a long journey, which was started in 1876. In fact, first journal which we started was in 1879, the Jacks, which everybody is rebels here. In fact, our internationalization happened much later in 1993, so where we had our first student chapter in Saudi Arabia. Just to give a perspective, when ACS was launched, cars didn't even exist. So you can just check out the kind of journey the society has made. We were just, there was a patent filed for Graham Bell's telephone patent, and the periodic table which everybody uses had been just kind of got a shape around 7 years ago. So this is the time when the ACS we started around that time, and right now, just see the breadth what has happened over the 150 years. We have more than 2,000 employees. We are present over 140 countries. It's a global community. We have members everywhere. We have more than 200,000 members who are engaging with us, and the number increases significantly who are directly impacted, indirectly and directly impacted with us. And in India, we have 2 offices. India is a big office for ACS. We are working in the area of society, where we are developing a lot of programs for the global community as well as Indian community. We have a huge publishing program, as well as we also have a big development center in Pune. The kind of impact which has happened over the 150 years, you can see we have published more than 1.9 million journals. We give a grants about close to $20 million every year through our petroleum fund. We also have the number of journals which are published, around 80 journals are published every year from ACS portfolio. And just look at the number of downloads, it's about $305 million people are using those. In fact, it's almost accounting for more than 1 page per second or something like that. That's what it comes. More importantly, in the last year, we had a new strategy for us to take us to the next 150 years. If you really look at our whole agenda of the Royals for the American Chemical Society is to advance, improve their lives and through the power of chemistry. And if you really look at it, our mission is more in terms of trying to advance scientific knowledge and empower global community. Also, the other mission is to really champion the scientific integrity of this. And how do we do that? We do it through our strategic goals. These are some of our strategic goals. One of the things is how do we empower the scientists? We want to do through education, continuous learning. These are the programs which we are coming up for the community. We are also coming up with how do we engage with the community as well, to really connect with the members, to really go and talk to them and say these are some of the conversation platforms where we have those interactions. Like yesterday, that was a great interaction platform to understand what is the community needs. Like where a lot of people were talking about how to choose a science paper, how to choose a research paper. This is a conversation I'm having with Professor Pradeep and say that why don't we create a tool or a platform for students to help this and give it, not only you in person, but again, if you can create a digital tool and say, help the entire community on choosing this one. So it doesn't restrict it to only some people, but it goes across to the community as well. And what I would do is over the next quickly 9 minutes, I think I'll give you some of the programs what we have for the students, mostly for the students. A lot of these programs, what I'm talking is mainly meant for students who are doing undergrads, who are doing masters as well as PhD. First of the programs we have is ACS Science Talks. How many of you have heard about ACS Science Talks? I think Professor Pradeep was one of the persons who started Science Talks. This is a great platform for students. To be honest, we get the best of the scientists from all over the world. And this happens every fortnight. You register, you listen to the talk, and the best part is, apart from listening to the talk, you can always also engage with them. So we have 1 hour of a talk there. Out of 1 hour, only 30 minutes is meant for the scientists to talk. But the rest 30 minutes is the students, anybody can really start engaging with them, ask questions, talk to them. And believe it or not, some of these platforms have resulted in research collaborations and students are going in other programs, mobility. I think the students, and this is completely free. So you can really access these platforms. And we have conducted more than around 165 such talks. And more than 100,000 people have registered for this. So all the talks are still available. If you really go on YouTube, I can send you the link as well. You can just check out. And these all talks are really help you, for some of you to really look at what are the research work is happening. It also gives you an indication with whom you can work as well. You can also aspire, we want to work with these people. This is something I feel these are platforms which as a society we create for engagement. The second one we can talk about is we are trying to develop is virtual internship capsule for master students and also for PhD students. This is a platform where we wanted to provide professional skills for a lot of students. Yesterday, as we're talking about a lot of in colleges and universities, and the discussion is all about giving you subject matter expertise. But as you get into an industry now, beyond subject matter expertise, you need to have a lot of professional skills. The professional skills can be something like, in terms of communication, it could be scientific, it could be networking. How do you write your CV? How do you really engage? How do you face an interview? Or how do you choose a subject? So these are the aspects we cover in the virtual internship program. This is around 30-40 hours of program where you learn all these aspects: scientific communication, lab health and safety, lab safety. We also talk about management. We also talk about networking. Along with that, you can also get an understanding on some of the most technical advanced courses which are more for industry readiness. Like we have a course on carbon capture and utilization. We are also planning to working with Professor Pradeep to work on water quality as well. So we will have around 20 to 25 such courses. This way are more aligned with the industry requirements. So you can really engage, do these courses, get and you decide on what industry you want to go. So you will also get an industry knowledge or industry readiness. We don't promise a job, but what we promise here is career readiness or industry readiness, where you are be find more employable by the industry. The other aspect is Global Virtual Symposium. This is another platform for, especially for researchers. You all heard about, some of you all heard about national meetings, ACS national meetings, which are attended by more than 10,000 people. But all of you cannot travel, or it's not possible to attend these meetings. But what we have created is, again, we have used the power of digital platforms to bring all the best scientists on this platform, where you can present your work, orally present your work in these at the Global Virtual Symposium. We have right now, I think there are, I don't know the next, this will be again in March. There will be, you can also interact, you can present it, and it is as good as attending the ACS national meeting in the US. Other than that, what we've also developed a program for, this is for basically if you are interested in innovation, if you want to be getting for entrepreneurship. We have created a platform called ACS Ignite. This is where what we bring is, we bring in startups or entrepreneurs who want to really start a company. We bring them face to face with investors who are keen to invest in these new deep science startups, and they have those discussions. It's kind of a speed dating where the industry people or the entrepreneurs give a quick presentation about their idea, and the investor kind of asks them and continues the engagement. Along with that, what we also do is we organize master classes for people who are interested in entrepreneurship. What are the challenges? How do you create a team? What are the challenges? What are the funding challenges? These are some of the aspects we also covered. So this is another platform for students who are interested in entrepreneurship, for faculty members who want to commercialize their research. Because in commercializing of research, you not only start on, it's not only about starting a company, but you can also do a tech transfer. You can also work with industry. So there are multiple facets to it. We cover in this ACS Ignite for the community as well. Quickly, other thing I would also talk about, we have a lot of resources. I think you talked about yesterday about the ACS resources, about how do you cover, how do you write papers, research. See, we have a lot of resources. We have something called ACS Author Lab, which really provides you how to write a paper. It's a completely free course, 8-hour program. Like for instance, we are talking about how do you select the right journal, how do you showcase your work, finalize your manuscript and submission, how do you navigate through revision. So there are ethical guidelines. So we really give you a completely 8-hour training program, which is completely available. Along with that, there are for people who want faculty members, we also have a course called online course on reviewing your paper. If you complete that online, you will also be included in ACS database for reviewers as well. So that's a very interesting aspect where we can really look at this completely free. Along with that, we also have a lot of resource. There's a lot of discussion about open science, open access, how do you publish open. That information is also available within the ACS. Second, this is very, very important aspect in terms of lab safety. We at ACS is very committed on lab safety globally. We have developed a lot of resources which are freely available for the community. Like for instance, if you look at the one, there are 2 lab courses, Foundations of Chemical Safety and Risk Management, Foundation for Storing, Organizing, and Disposing Chemicals in Educational Setting. These 2 courses are freely available for the community. And I think what I would discuss with the universities here, they can make it as part of their curriculum. You get a certificate for all the students, especially anybody who is entering the course. It would be a good thing to have it. This is something which is freely available. Along with that, what we have also developed is there's an e-textbook which is completely downloadable for all the educational institute, which was recently launched. And this is specifically meant for undergraduate training colleges, because they cover each and every experiment with a detailed this one on ebook, which you can download it. The other thing, yesterday everybody was talking about careers. I think one of the things I would say when you're looking at a career, there are 2 things you need to really do is, you need to really self-reflect yourself. I think you need a lot of self-reflection and introspection and assessment before you decide on what kind of careers you want to do. I think there are two aspects to it. One is the professional aspect. What kind of career options you have, what kind of career options you want to do. You need to look at what is your long-term goal and how do you want to take it further. More importantly, I think one of the things what we really don't do is we don't do introspection about our strengths and weaknesses and what is that which really interests for us. And finally, more importantly, is what makes you happy. First, I think nobody really talks about in terms of the personal goals, and that's where I find it sometimes I look at what is my personal goal first and then look at around the professional aspect as well. Again, it's subjective, but I think you really need to look at the personal goals as well when you're looking at this one. And I think this is where very important, and this really helps you to make a choose your career as well to a large extent. And these are some of our courses available. We on our ACS platform, we have tied up with the LinkedIn resources. So based on your decision that okay, I want to get into XYZ university, these are the courses, core competencies I need to develop. So you can really be part of you can get it on LinkedIn courses. Then if you are deciding, okay, I don't know what to do it, then we also have something called career consultants, which are part of ACS. You can really block your calendar with them, have a more on discussion one-on-one. People like former secretary, DSA secretary, Professor Ashutosh Sharma is on the career consultants. We have people from industry, we have people professional. You really can go have those kind of engagements. So yesterday there were a lot of questions, how do you choose my research area? These are the places where you can help you to guide these aspects as well, answer these questions. I think one of the things what you need to really look at is what are the opportunities you have beyond the college and the community as well. And these are some of the platforms and resources which you need to use. Like for instance, we have career pathways. We have virtual classrooms where you can be part of it, attend it and kind of get a more detailed information as well. Again, in case you're still not there, but again there's an ACS navigator where you can really put in your areas, what you want to. We have already listed around 40 fields in this program. And finally, I just want to take a couple of minutes if that's okay. One is, we also have, ACS is a membership organization. You can be part of the ACS members and be part of access some of these resources. But I would also say that we can also empower the students through international student chapters. We can form a student chapter in a college, and these student chapter act as a club or an organization. We give the grants to the student chapters, and the student chapters can organize a lot of these activities. I think it could be also part of the emerging frontiers of chemical sciences as well. The student chapter can support it. We also provide grants to the student chapters, and there are lots of grants available. These are number of grants available for you being part of the student chapter, and also individually as well. There are programs for Chemistry of Festival, which is again for an organization. Students, you can get an engagement grant. You can also get a travel grant to attend ACS meetings or within India or any of the conferences as well. Quickly, if you have a phone, can you just scan it? It's a short survey which also help us to really give us some feedback on what terms of our lecture information, in terms of also help us to provide the next what we need to do as well, working with the community.
Thank you, Rajesh, for letting us know the activities of American Chemical Societies. Students may ask a few questions.
Feel free to ask any questions, not only about the programs, careers, any of those aspects. Happy to answer them. See, one of the things is in the undergraduates, what we have is a lot of, if you be part, I think one of the things what we need to do, there are lots of resources for the students. I think, like for instance, we have a resource like how to build your CV as well. I think there's a lot of undergraduates don't know how to build a CV. There is a complete, as you go into one of our tools, there is a complete tool where we can really build your CV. They will also help you career guidance. We can also give you some career guidance. There are career consultants who can do it. You can access a lot of resources which are available for the students. We have an educational, which I haven't not mentioned, is there are educational resources for the undergraduate students as well. So you can access those resources as well for others. So it's more about, there are so much of resources, it's up to you in terms of how you need to utilize. For me, more importantly, it's from the career point of view, you can really look at a lot of these career readiness, industry readiness, we can help you with those kind of programs as well. And one of the things I feel is being part of a, again, I'm not saying you need to be part of the ACS student chapter or any, you need to be more active in, also along with your studies, you need to be a little more focused on building your network, or how do you build your professional network. You need to be into extracurricular activities that will demonstrate your other skills, professional skills in terms of networking, communication, engagement. These are some of the things which the industry people are looking for. I think it's not only, if you tell me right now, I recruit a lot of people, I've recruited a lot of people. I look at more from a communication point of view, how open you are to communicate with us and able to express your ideas clearly and the thought process. Unless we have that, we don't really, even you may be good in your studies or you might be very good in your this one, but this is becoming more increasingly another aspect which most of the recruiters are looking at. Sorry to say, but again, that's the fact. I think that's the reality now. The people who are looking for recruitment is, I think we need to be a little more open, engaging, and that's becoming a more of a, life skills are becoming more and more important, along with this one. Yes.
So, my final year MSc chemistry student from Farook College.
Okay.
So, if I want to pursue my career in medicinal chemistry or drug development area, what are the, is there any skill course that?
So we are going to do on a virtual internship capsule platform. We are going to come up with a one on healthcare, which will be, there will be 2 courses, which will be make you a little more industry ready, in addition to what you have the existing courses. But I would also suggest that's one aspect I would give. The other thing, what is that you want to do, also look at from the career point of view. You need to look at a little more 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, where you want to be in, apart from medicinal chemistry, what kind of career you would like to do. And then decide in terms of what kind of course you would like to do. That would be a much more, you need to look at, when you're looking at a career, you need to look at 5 year, this one right now, because every 5 years the careers are changing right now. There's a change in the roles. And with the AI coming in, I really don't know again, because this is again upward, but I think we need to be looking at, and yesterday somebody was talking about 12 years, how do we be sustaining interest. I think one of the things is, I think we need to be adapting to the new generation, is you need to be ready for that change. When you choose a subject, it's not going to be there for next 10 years or something like that. What I feel is you need to learn the skills which will get you a job, and then you can keep on updating your skills. That's where I would suggest. Yeah.
If there is no further question, let me thank Rajesh once more.
I request Dr. Sajid PK to present the token of love to Mr. Rajesh Parishwad.